So we do need to remember that it's not the olden days now. Things are quite different to how they used to be. In the past, we really only had the phone. There was no other quick way to be able to contact people. But that's not true now. We need to know that now, and we need to do things differently. Everybody can have access to the internet if they want it, and almost everybody does. Mobile phones are computers now, they're not bricks, and most people are on Facebook. So we need to take advantage of all of the amazing things that are available to us, most of which is free, and use it to our best advantage. So these days people are very busy and overwhelmed. They just don't have time to sit and have phone calls. We're really busy as well. If you think about it, who honestly has got time to call their customers every 1 to 3 months? In the past, if you sat in a party plan training and a customer service training, you might have heard the suggestion that you do exactly that. Call all of your customers every 1, 2 or 3 months. I don't know anybody who's actually ever done that, including a lot of people that may have suggested this themselves. If you've got a busy business with 3, 4 or even 5 parties a week, it's just not possible and it's not going to happen. Remember when we said that busy people don't cold call because they don't need to. So instead of doing this, we actually just spend all of our time feeling guilty about it instead. And anyway, I don't know about you, but I find it a little bit irritating. And I was reminded about this a couple of years ago when I went to a new beautician for a facial, and she used some products on me that I really loved and I wanted to buy, so I did buy some. But then she proceeded to phone me every single month, and I hadn't finished the product, I didn't need more, I really liked the product. If she'd been in touch with me and just kept reminding me about how to contact her and maybe given me a call every now and again, that would have been fine. But she called every single month, and it really was just a call to find out if I needed to buy more products. I found it actually quite stressful myself and irritating, so I ended up flagging her calls in my caller ID and not answering her calls anymore, and I stopped buying a product that I actually really liked. She was the only person who sold it in my town, but I stopped it because I couldn't bear the phone calls. So I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels that way. So people are busy, overwhelmed, they don't have time for chats. Even the smallest call still has to have the how are you and how's your day going, and people just haven't got time for that all the time anymore. People need things to be easy. They need to be able to contact you easily, to order easily. They don't want to search for your contact details or your number. They just need things to be easy. Too much in life these days is hard. Make ordering and booking with you something that's easy. People don't use the phone nearly as much as they used to. I remember when I was younger, we used to spend hours on the telephone talking to people, and these days my teenagers don't do that at all. They talk to people in other ways. They still spend a lot of time communicating, but they're not doing it on the phone. And I know myself, amongst me and my friends and the people that I know, most people are following the same pattern and they're not using the phone nearly as much. And the reason for that is that they're using technology a lot more. There's so many things available now, so many different ways to be able to stay in touch, and as I said, most of it's free. But with the technology, there is a danger in losing the personal touch. Party plan business is a very personal business, and because of all the technology and the loss of the personal touch, I think it has meant that people are really craving to have a connection and to build relationships. They want this more than ever now, but they don't want to have to talk on the phone all the time. So that's a puzzle that we have to solve. People need to be able to trust us. They want to trust people, but there are so many ways you can lose people's trust. There's so many dodgy things going on in the world these days that they really want to be able to know that they can trust you. And if they can, they will stick with you and they'll talk about you as well. And of course, everybody wants to buy, not be sold to. And I think that's true for everybody. So most of us are not doing the calls that we feel that we should, and we're constantly feeling guilty about the fact that we're not doing them. So instead of that, how about we look for a different tack and see if we can find ways to actually use the phone less. This should make us feel great. We don't have to use this phone that we don't really enjoy nearly as much as we thought. We're not using it anyway, so even if we decide to use it less and actually do it, we will be actually using it more than we are now.